Hello students, welcome back. Now in this lecture of physics we are going to continue our third chapter, that is motion in a straight line, and our today's first topic is position time graph for a moving object. So in this topic we will discuss about some graph that is related to position and time. So our first graph is if an object is at rest or stationary. So in this graph we have two axes, that is first is x-axis and another is y-axis. On x-axis we are having time, that is t, and on another axis x, that on another axis y, here we have position, that is denoted by x. Let's suppose at start your object is at position x0 and this position is denoted by a. Now as the time passes, your object will remain same at this position, and after some time it will be remain at position b. So at rest your graph will not change, the position of your object will remain same. That means they are at the rest and its position is not changing with respect to time. Now let's discuss second graph, that is if an object is in uniform motion along a straight line. So as above we are having time axis and position axis, and this is your origin from where your object is start moving, and your object is in a uniform motion. So what is the mean of uniform motion? That in this your object cover equal distance in equal interval of time. So the graph of uniform motion along a straight line will be like this. Now our next graph, that is if an object is moving with a constant negative velocity starting from the positive position. Now in this we are talking about the constant negative velocity. Suppose my velocity at a particular time is 40 meter per second, and after that in some time it start decreasing at a constant rate. So the constant negative velocity starting from the positive position graph will be like this. In this the velocity of the object is decreasing and it will be at the position G after some time. Now our next graph is if an object is moving in non-uniform motion along a straight line. So in this suppose a car is starting from a rest at a time t0. In this graph, suppose a car starting from a rest at a time t0 second from the origin, and it moves along a straight line, and it pick up some speed after some time, and it then move with a constant speed for some time. Then after that the brakes are applied and the car comes at rest. The position time graph for this case will be something like this. So in this your car is just started and it pick up some speed, and after that it is moving with a constant speed, and at some instant it applied brake and your cars come at rest. So the graph of a non-uniform motion will be look like this. So these are the some graphs of position time. I hope you all are understand these. Now our next topic is position time graph of uniform motion in one dimension. So in one dimension, let us discuss about the position time graph in uniform motion. In the previous topic we have discussed the position time graph for a moving object, in which we have discussed the uniform motion, motion at rest, non-uniform motion. So all kind of motion we have discussed in this graph. But now in the next topic we will discuss about the position time graph of a uniform motion in one dimension. So in this we are having this graph. Here position coordinate are x0, x1 and x2. So on the y axis we are having position, and on the x axis we are having time. And on position coordinate we are having 3 points, that is x0, x1 and x2, and their instant of time, that means we are having 2 points of time, that is t1 and t2. Now let's C and D with 2 points on position time graph. So let's suppose this is your graph of the moving object, and we take 2 points, that is C and D. C and D, we took 2 points from this graph at a instant t1. So we took 2 points, that is C, which is at instant t1, and a point D, which is at instant t2. Now let's draw C C1, C C2, D D1 and D D2 perpendicular to the time axis and perpendicular to the position axis. Then T2 minus T1 equal to OD1 minus OC1. So what is T2? T2 is basically OD1, that is this. And what is T1? T1 is basically OC1. So after subtracting these two, OD D1 and OC1, we are left with C1 D1, that is basically CE. Now let's subtract x2 minus x1. So x2 is basically your OD2, and x1 is basically your OC2. So x2 is your OD2 and x1 is your OC2. So after subtracting this, we are left with the C2 and D2, that is basically ED. So the velocity is change in displacement upon time taken. So the velocity will be x2 minus x1 upon t2 minus t1, that is basically ED by CE. So that is also known as the tan alpha. So tan alpha is basically slope of the position time graph. So this is the tan alpha, and tan alpha is basically a slope of the position time graph. So from this we are getting a result that a slope of position time graph is basically the velocity. And if the tan alpha increases, the velocity will also increase, because as the That means they are taking displacement at t equal to 0, that is basically t naught 1 and t naught 2. Now if at any time t, x1 and x2 are the displacement or distance of the two objects with respect to the origin of position axis, then for the object A. Now what they are saying, now suppose they are moving with velocity v1, and at a particular instant, let's suppose at this instant, that is your time t, at this instance we are taking a displacement that is x1, and same with the object B. At this particular instant we are taking displacement or distance that is x2. Now for object A we are getting a conclusion that x1, that is basically their displacement, is equal to x naught 1, that is the initial displacement, plus v1t. v1t is basically their displacement also, because as we know velocity is basically displacement by time. So x will remain, that means displacement will remain same, and we will multiply with t, so that is basically v1t. So your x1 will be the initial displacement, that is at point t naught, and the final distance, final displacement or distance, that means your v1t. And now similar for object B, that means x2 is equal to x naught 2 plus v2 t. Now after subtracting 2 from 1, we are getting x2 minus x1 equal to x naught 2 plus v1t minus x naught 1 plus v2t. And after that we are left with the x naught 2 minus x naught 1, and from here we are taking t common, and we are left with v2 minus v1. Now here x naught 2 minus x naught 1 is equal to x naught, that is basically the initial displacement of object B with respect to object A at t equal to 0. So at t equal to 0 we are having two displacement, that is x naught 2 minus x naught 2 and x naught 1, and after subtracting this we are getting initial displacement of object B with respect to object A, that is your x naught. And similar with the displacement that is x2 minus x1 equal to x, that is basically a relative displacement of B with respect to A at time t. Then we are getting x equal to x naught, x is basically x2 minus x1. Now x naught is basically x naught 2 minus x naught 1 plus v2 minus v1t, and we are taking x naught over there, x minus x naught equal to v2 minus v1t, and t are coming here, and it is equal to v21 minus v1. Hence left hand side of the above relation gives rate of change of relative position of object B with respect to object A, that is VB1 BA equal to V2 minus V1, that is equal to velocity of B minus velocity of A. I hope I am clear the topic of relative velocity in one dimension. Let's do some example to clear out some more doubt. Here we are having example, a car A is moving at 60 km per hour on a straight road, is ahead of car B moving in the same direction at 10 meter per second. Find the velocity of A relative to B. Now here we are having VA, that is basically your velocity of object A, that is 60 km per hour. So the unit of B. Now we are having a velocity of object B, that is 10 meter per second. Their units are different, so we have to change the unit of object A. So 60 multiply 1000 upon 60 multiply 60, so that is basically meter and that is second. So here you are left with the that is 3 and 5, and you are left with the 50 by 3 meter per second. So the velocity of object A is 50 by 3 meter per second and velocity of object B is 10 meter per second. Now what we have to find? We have to find the velocity of A relative to B. That means we have to find velocity of A with respect to B. So in this we have to write velocity of A subtract from velocity of B, and that is 50 by 3 minus 10 after taking LCM. 50 minus 30, that is 20 by 3, and after that you are having the relative velocity, that is 6.67 meter per second. So velocity of A with respect to B is 6.67 meter per second. So if you are forgetting that how you have to take the velocities, so in this what you have to do, we are having VAB. So you have to first write VA, because here A is coming first, and then you have to subtract it from the B. Now suppose if I am writing V12, so we have to write V1 minus V2. Now let's take one more example, Vxy. So we have to write first Vx minus Vy. So through this kind you have to solve your question. That is enough for today. Thank you.